this bag. I made it, and I'm pretty proud of it. So proud that I took it on a trip abroad. But this is how it all began. So how do we go from this to this? In today's video, I'm gonna be creating and launching a new brand of merchandise. Completely original, and I'm gonna be showing you, while I do that, how you can do the same. Because the truth is, if you wanna make art a career, you gotta make money. Yep. And the sponsor of today's video, Printful, is gonna be helping me do that, and they can also help you. Okay, so launching a brand is no easy feat. I'm not gonna lie. But fortunately, I've spent the last 2 years working on my own brand of characters that are just about ready to be revealed in a coloring book coming soon. So let's start there. Okay, so I kind of want to start with something that resonates with all artists. And as a term that's been kicking around my brain and the community for some time, I think a lot of us are scared of. Art block. It's a wonderful thing. Art block is something that every artist has to tackle with. It's that annoying thing that leaves us unable to create, leaves us sat here wondering, what am I doing with my life? Why am I here? Why am I here? And I think it's about time that we took control over it. So I'm gonna start with that and see if we can actually get creative with art block. Now, I'm not a big fan of just using words when it comes to merchandise, but I do need to make this phrase work as an original concept. So do I hold a logo or an ever-changing font? And I'll be honest, I actually prefer the idea of an ever-changing font. I feel like one font is just kind of boring. Oh, my printer just started making noise. It kind of made me scared. Why? But I do like the idea of playing with the O in block. Let's move away from text and see if we can actually implement some art into the art block. So I've got my laptop now because I want to get onto the Printful website. Before I start making designs, I want to check what is available for us to make merchandise on and what would be the best fit for what we want to do today. Or sometimes it just helps to be able to build your artwork around the product. So I'm going to keep in mind. And fortunately, Printful has a best sellers category, which means we can make smarter decisions when making products that people will want. But we can also make polls on our own private spaces amongst our own communities and gauge. By the way, when I say our own, I'm talking me and you. We have our own spaces, our own friends. What do they want? So I ran a little poll on my Instagram. And after 24 hours, as you can see, my audience seems very interested in t-shirts. Well, all right then. So with that knowledge, we can design around t-shirts. I'm a little lucky here because t-shirts have such space that you can pretty much do anything you like. So let's do some drafts. Now for today, I've got my sketchbook out and I'm gonna be using this for my ideas. I rarely do this, but I see why many love it. With a sketchbook, you can just draft anything and everything. If you don't like it, you can turn the page. And if you do like it, you can turn the page still. Because you can return to the catalog of what you've done when you're done. Of course, if I'm launching a brand, I'm gonna be including my original character, Bob, the mascot of the channel, the star of the show, the egotistical duck that sits behind me. I'm just calling it as I see it. And when you do this, I encourage you to create art that you are passionate about, something that you can fully invest your time in. These characters are gonna be with us for a long time, and I have very many secret projects launching soon involving them, but that's all confined and contained products. What I want here, and to achieve now, is a brand, carrying a name and an identity. And I think we have a bit of a winner here. But I ain't just doing one design today. Don't worry. Now, in order to get this sketch from a sketch to a product, I'm gonna head over to my computer and do some digital art. Yay! I'm sorry, I know a lot of people on my channel do not like digital artwork, but when we are creating merchandise and art for merchandise, we want consistency. We need merchandise and artwork that we can manipulate, alter, and change later on as we need. Unfortunately, that is something that is very difficult to do with traditional methods, so I would encourage you to just get into digital artwork just for those few times that you do need it. Trust me, it makes your life a lot easier. But I am doing my best here to ensure that the artwork remains raw. I want it to be rough. I want it to look like it was drawn by a human by hand as much as possible and not a generated image. And with the phrase art block in mind, I actually like this idea of having Bob defend himself with art supplies. Kind of sounds like a cool concept. I love what we have right here. Okay, so I'm back on the Printful website. Hi. I'm gonna upload my design now, and I'm gonna be done in just a moment because this is a really super quick and easy process. All you gotta do, I'm logged in by the way, and you should be too. Click the link in the description, sign up to Printful, get selling today. If you pause the video and do it now, you could be selling artwork by the time this video ends. Think about that, think about it. And again, so all I gotta do is find the designs that I want, and that t-shirt looks pretty good. Then click start designing. Right, we gotta upload the art that we just did. Was quick. Now you can customize various parts of these products. For example, I can do the sleeves, I can do the back, I can do the front, and that's why I'd recommend checking the products before you start designing, which I should have done a little bit better, but because I'm lazy, we're just gonna do the front. And then there's this really cool feature where you can check the mock-ups before you finalize everything, and it's just incredible to see your product on a human. I don't know who that human is, but you can see things on other people before you get it made. Printful is amazing. Now, before we do officially publish the products, we have to check the pricing. And this is probably the most important step. Now, Printful gives you a really clear understanding of how much they are going to take and how much profit you are set to make. But you will have other expenses such as your fees, your transactional fees, conversions, maybe even your time as an artist. Check the value of those things and implement them into your profits. Oh, and all of my products are now available for you right now, down below. Repeat this process with as many products as you want to launch, and that's it. But one design is boring. That's not much of a brand, so let's do another. Now this one I thought looked really cute. It kind of resonates, and I feel the art block mindset with this one, more so than the other. I think this will make a really nice product, and I already have an idea on what I will place it on, but it's a really nice image, and I would like to perhaps make a version of this with the other characters within the universe that I'm establishing. And that is something worth addressing. Variants. I'm going to be making variants of all of the products that I make over the coming weeks. So if you have a particular favorite character, they may very well show up in some of those products that you like. Okay, so the same process again, back onto the Printful website, and we're just gonna upload this design and do the same things. Only this time, I think this artwork would be better suited to a diary. Art block, making notes, figuring out what you wanna do. Makes sense. I'm really loving this process. And I think this is what I like most about companies like Printful. As artists, we want to create. We don't have time to buy stock, contact manufacturers, or handle shipping. We spend hours and hours on our craft. So a company that handles the printing and production, as well as the shipping, well, that's everything you could want. It allows us as artists to focus on what matters most to us, the art process. And with that, let's head on over to my store. So this website is not something I've mentioned too much, but this is my official website. And I'm gonna be taking this pretty seriously going forward. You can find updates over there. There'll be various stuff coming soon. I'm in the process of just doing stuff with it. But as we can see right here with my store, and as we scroll down, that is looking pretty cool. Okay, but how about one more design? Now this one is entirely digital. There are no pencil roughs here. And it's gonna be the first design that incorporates both Bob and his sister, Sally. But you're gonna have to wait for this one. I've already given you too much. Stop. Plus, if you wanna see it, go check the website. It's out now. But I should probably market it better than this. Marketing has a few options. If you already have a fan base, you might focus on community posts on YouTube, Instagram stories, or posts. Remember, when you are creating these posts, exhaust your options. Not everyone is online at the same time. So post, share, keep spamming. That's what I do. Keep putting your stuff out there until you get your first sale. Which, by the way, is such a good feeling. It's awesome. There is so much more to come. And honestly, none of this would have been possible without Printful. Even as an artist of my scale, it is still difficult to find companies to manufacture, to buy stock, and to sell things. Printful made this entire process super easy. All I had to do was focus on the artwork and yeah, some marketing. But that's it. They're doing the rest. When you head to my site and make a purchase, they handle it, they ship it out, they get it to you, and that's just such a relief. Remember, Printful can do this for you too. Just click the link down below in the description, sign up, and get selling today. A big thank you to Printful for sponsoring today's video, and welcome to Art Block. I'm excited. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.